Orthotic, if you remember, do you remember what that thing is in there for?
Yeah, right, correct at the top.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's pretty thick right now. So on purpose, I have it a lot thicker in the back. And the main reason for that, do I have his CAT scan open?
You can open it.
Yeah, I like all records. Case box, X-rays, ICAT, every possible piece of information should be out. So I can look at the joints, tell my story, and learn it right together. I feel like you're hitting on your bike.
I feel like it's all the pressure on the right molar.
This is okay. So let's adjust that a little bit. Hitting on his bite hits very heavy on the front teeth anyway, and his tendency is to have to hit that with his jaw and then pull the jaw back to avoid that. So if I can get the pressure on the back teeth, then that will help things heal on the front too. I almost suspect that part of this infection might be because the jaw, once we've taken those other teeth out, now it's hitting on the other teeth around there because it's so heavy there. So banging on this tooth and this tooth, maybe that's what's going on too. So the sooner that we get the pressure in the back where it's supposed to be on the teeth that are built to take that, the better. Which is why I know that you're not feeling super good today, but I will.
It's gonna be better for you.
Yeah, but I've had the mouthpiece there though, so all the pressure's been on the mouthpiece.
Right, and does that, but it's still kind of, that one's so skinny, it kind of transfers the weight through it though.
Okay.
And you can still hit a tooth pretty hard because that one kind of flexes and it bends. Well, you must be in bad shape during the light sensitive.
Where's your glasses?
Guy. I don't want to do anything in your mouth, but I'll adjust this thing outside the mouth. So can we try to make a little bit better mark on that? Let's see. I'm going to have, if possible, well, can you be the dryer? So I'm gonna have you bite on this and try to dry the surface of it. So just kind of put that in there and wipe and bite on it, like just kind of like that. Good. And then you got to get in there before he licks it.
Okay, so
And
for
each
this
time
one,
you'll do
just
that.
lightly chew, like you're chewing through a tape. Side to side, forward and back, and open.
And then straight up and down. Where's that one? Tap, tap, tap. Good, good. And then pop it out for me.
Okay, you should be able to take it out. No, oh
Yeah,
no.
and let's try to,
Put it
we just
out.
wiped it down.
Did you wipe?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, let's try it again. Go ahead and lightly chew. And open. Okay, stay open like that. And then this one, chew, chew, chew. And open. So go ahead and straight up and down, tap, tap, tap. Alright, and open. Okay, stay open like that. I'm going to take it out for you. A little bit snug there, so this is acrylic and oops, usually. So I'm going to have you take it out by yourself later, okay? So you should be able to take it out by yourself.
Okay, so you got the orthotic out?
Yes.
And there it is. One of the things that I believe is happening is when you, everything likes to move on arcs. Your jaw comes up, it would like to move on an arc, but it was hitting the front teeth first, so it kind of hits and your jaw had to pull back. And I think that could be the source of the infection, is you were banging on those front teeth so much that's why they ultimately failed on top of some other factors. And so as soon as I took them out and made it so the implants aren't touching, now you're hitting on the other teeth around there too. And that guard is protecting them a little bit, but I think not enough. Now I'm learning. So the goal of this orthotic is that when you bite into it, instead of your jaw having to pull back and damage your joint, and now I'm looking at this scan right here to check your joint out. So always like to show you what a healthy joint looks like and what my goal is for yours. This is my mom's joint up there, and when you look at this round one right here, that's what it's supposed to look like a light bulb in a socket, and there's supposed to be a nice amount of space around it. Her other joint on her left is starting to get flat, and it's starting to bend a little bit. What happens when you bite together and the teeth force the joint back, after you have pushed there long enough, it starts to, almost the bone changes. It resorbs bone on one side and it lays it down in a kind of a funky shape on the other, and you start to see this beaking. And so now knowing what a good and a medium joint look like, when I go look at yours, and it's kind of like your knees, you know, if you see big changes and signs in there, it means that one day you'll need a knee replacement. With this, we're going to avoid that. And so when I look at your two joints, like it looks, you know, more like a golf tee than a light bulb. Your left one's better, but it's certainly not centered, and it doesn't have the space around it. It looks almost exactly like what's happening here. Instead of being centered, the teeth are making it go back like that. And so this orthotic, while big and bulky, when you bite into it,
That's kind of the way I was after I
it's
broke my leg.
making you be centered here. So even if your joint was trying to be back there,
8 weeks, I was back.
when you bite into it, it puts you to the right spot. So, and if it's a little thicker in the back at first, that almost creates a lever system to stretch it. And so what I see happens is sometimes I'll leave it a little heavier in the back, on the back two molars, and when you bite down, it makes your jaw come down in the back like this, and creates a little extra space right there, so we can, this is damaged, it's getting like osteoarthritis, and so leaving this high in the back will stretch that down and let more fluid come in there and let it start to heal. So that's what this orthotic's job is. And ideally, you wear it 24/7, like it's your new teeth. I know that probably doesn't happen at first, so like when I give it to you, I say wear it for 3 hours a day at first, and wear it at night, and then maybe try eating 1 meal a day with it, then build up to maybe 2, and then eventually this, as we adjust it and it gets thinner and more comfortable, and eventually you'll feel very weird to not have it. And then the goal is, you at one point you'll be like, wow, this thing feels sweet. I like where my jaw is, and we'll verify that it's closing on its arc, and we'll do all these EMG tests to make sure that the muscles look perfect, and then you'll have choices at the end of that. And one choice would be to just wear this thing for 10 years. I've had people wear this for a decade, or if it wears out, we can just build it. As long as we have this, we're not getting all the bone loss on the sides of the head. So when these teeth hit each other on this outside edge like this, it rocks them in the socket, and that makes the bone go away, and it makes the side of the tooth chip away. Does that kind of make sense? And so when you're wearing this, I'm going to adjust this thing so you're hitting in the middle of it instead of on the outside edge. And as long as you're wearing this, I'm feeling good about your teeth, and you're being in the right spot. But another thing that we could do is we are going to have to do something about these teeth at one point. And so that's up to you when you do it. But if this thing works like I hope it does, it'd be nice to redo those teeth in porcelain, something stronger that can last a lot longer. And I'm not talking about, I have some people go like, wait, what? I don't want to get a crown on my tooth. And I don't like that either. Crowns, these are what most dentists do, is they kind of grind the tooth down to a little stump.
Right.
And then you get this metal crown with porcelain, and then you need a root canal later. And I'm talking about these little things I call like snow caps. So if the tooth had a big silver film down inside it, we go get the filling out, get any cracks or decay, and you're kind of left with this jigsaw puzzle looking piece. And then we design a piece like this that we don't do any extra drilling other than get the filling out. And then this builds up the height that the orthotic was. And you get little ones of these all the way around on the back teeth to build up the height that this was. And then you've got the perfect bite with lifelong restoration zone there.
I know, and then you gotta make sure you keep those cavities on the edges.
You know, like I would say this, you could still, your natural tooth is still there. Where did I go? Did I close it? Where's the patient gallery? Your natural tooth is still there. I don't want to go more of it and bring this thing all the way down because you can kill the nerve doing that. So when we do these, it's kind of like right now, this is very likely to get a cavity because there's like a notch right there, there's cracks right there. That one actually has a cavity. So just the way it is now, it's at very high risk and it actually has some cavities. As soon as we do these things, it's glassy smooth. We fuse it to the tooth, and the X-ray looks like it has new enamel. So it's much less likely to have a problem on the rest of the tooth because of the way that we make them hit. Now they're hitting in the center of each other, so they don't rock around and get damaged.
Right.
So when I do like back teeth in these in the right bite, I would just say from experience, there's about a 95% chance that those are gonna last 20, 30, 40, hopefully outlast us. When I do see a problem, it's when somebody doesn't take care of it and they quit flossing, and you can get a cavity unrelated to the restoration somewhere else. But it's very unlikely if you stay on top of your cleanings and exams. Like for example, if as we get older, some people develop sleep apnea, and if you're breathing through your mouth a lot at night, your teeth can move a little bit, like orthodontically, snoring all the time. And if that happens, you could actually start hitting like this again, and that can cause problems. The porcelain restorations are so strong, you can actually cause some problems like you're already having. So that's one thing is, we talk about equilibration. It's kind of like your cars. Your balance in the car, you might have to balance your restorations every 5 years or something, make sure that they're still hitting right. Yeah.
So how come they use acrylic for doing fillings instead of doing the composites?
Yes.
They use acrylic, because that seems like a much better material than composite plastic.
That's a really good question. When we take out part of the fill, when we take out a metal filling that's there, that was usually just cheap when we were kids, and insurance pays really well on that. But it's a big problem for kids. Usually, when I take one out, we're left with a void there, and sometimes there's a crack, sometimes they're not. So we have choices to put there. If we put a composite in there, and that's like an acrylic or a resin or plastic, it looks really nice. And it doesn't crack the tooth anymore, but they wear out after 5, 8 years, depending on what if it was a good composite. But you can imagine with all your powerful bite forces that the composites don't last very long. So I don't really see, like, I picked an exaggerated one here for this picture because people come into me with these, but it's not so much that the composite breaks down like this. That happens when somebody kind of does a sloppy job on one. It's that it wears down from a chewing height, and if we spend all this time getting your bite at the right height, composites wear down over time. So if you're hitting in the middle of that tooth where you're supposed to, where I'm going to design it so you don't damage the bone, it's going to get shorter. And then you're going to be hitting on your front teeth again, and we're back to where we started. So the only thing that doesn't change over time is porcelain, like ceramics. Like when you see when they do an excavation of a archaeological site, they find the pottery because ceramic doesn't really change. So this stuff is really strong.
So the porcelain sink down, because when you remove the film, you've got gaps deep down in there. Does it fill those gaps too and cover the tooth?
Yes, absolutely. Well, let's say if you just had to do one, then I would make you like a little jigsaw puzzle piece shaped like that. But if the goal is also to build up the height, like let's say you want to do all your back teeth and with the goal of replacing this to get your bite right, then your piece would look like a jigsaw puzzle inside, and then it would go around the top to get the height so that I can make your bite perfect. Because a tooth's job is not just to have integrity by itself, it has to be the perfect height to support all the other teeth. And when composite fillings are great for holding that tooth together and making it look pretty, but they do a piss poor job of keeping their height over time and keeping the balance of all your teeth where they hold up and the bone stays good. And so that's where these little porcelain restorations, they're amazing. They don't wear over time, and they these are the type that I design. I have a lot of people say, wow, like I'm losing bone around my teeth, but I don't want to get crowns, and crowns, like 1 out of 3 of them need a root canal within 5 years because you irritated the nerve so much. So I developed these little things that they're no drilling veneers on your back teeth, but not for the looks of it. It's just to build your bite up in the back, so you're hitting on the back teeth. As long as we make sure that those are balanced with my tech scan here, things go awesome. So this is the tech scan, and when you bite into this, it's kind of like the tires on your car. If you have if you get new tires and you balance it, it'll last 200,000 miles. But if your alignment's off and you're hitting on one tire more, you're going to wear your tires out really fast. Same thing with your teeth. So this is part of our exam process here. Is when you come in every 6 months, we make sure that you're hitting the same way, and because teeth can orthodontically move over time too. So like just keeping things balanced. My patients don't have emergencies when we follow this protocol, unless they get in a car accident or something. But there's no like crown every year, or I need a filling, or not. Like we just do the work and you're done. We just gotta make sure that it stays that way. So this is kind of the first step to that. So let's keep on.
Bring back here, plastic here, plastic information for you.
So, and it's kind of a lot to think about too. Most people are used to just going in somewhere and be like, all right, here's your next worst tooth. And when you do it all separately like that, of course it's not going to fit together.
I was planning on just getting rid of those mercuries and just with a composite, just for the time being, to get them out of there. But I'm assuming this is going to be a financial do the whole shebang.
I guess maybe I would say this. Let's if we see some that look really bad, like I'm worried that it's gonna cause us a problem this year, then maybe we should do a composite just to keep that tooth from needing a root canal or losing it. I don't see any that are that bad. Maybe this one. I don't know how bad that crack is. I would almost say if you could hang on and wait and save up, and even if as long as you're wearing this, wear this for a couple of years and save up, and then we'll do them the right way one time.
That's what I figured.
Yeah. Like it's like I don't see any that are such an emergency that it's worth doing a composite filling and then coming back a few years later and doing the porcelain one. I'd say just do it once and do it right. And this is awesome. As long as you were religious with this, your problems are going to be way low. Those fillings will hold up better if they're hitting. This almost kind of dampens the blow and it makes it hit in the spot. So I'd wear this until it's the right time to do all your teeth. Yeah, or do all the ones that need it. Because maybe we don't need to do all of them. We could do the back ones that need it. These ones are still, if we're not going to be doing it, I can actually go in and do a little reshaping of the enamel on these so they can hit a better way. So, for example, on your premolars right here, it looks like they're kind of hitting in a poor way. And if I'm not, I can't just make these back ones. Is that Mike?
Yes. He's making it known that his presence is here.
Smile. Yeah, if I do, like in this picture here, if we do something like this, where maybe we do all the ones on the lower arch, or maybe at least the back 8, like 4 on each side, then we can kind of toss the orthotics because you'll have nice height here. But you kind of have to do at least the 4 that hit on each side. If you're thinking, I don't think I want to do that, can I just do the molars? That's okay too. It's not quite as good, but I could make the argument that these teeth are in pretty good shape. They don't need porcelain from the standpoint that the tooth itself is breaking, but you could argue that it needs it so that your bite can hit the right way to save all the teeth. So, but if you say, I'm not going to do anything with those ones, then I can reshape them in the enamel even so that it hits better, like just equilibrating things. I don't want to do so much that I get into the soft layer, but just do enough so that you're hitting in the middle of the tooth rather than the side. So that's kind of like, there's different options. As we get closer to that time to do it, we'll kind of go over and say, hey, here's our 3-star bite, 4-star bite, 5-star bite. Which one do you want? And so you got options. And I certainly can make it so that these cracks slow down or stop. Yeah. So in the beginning, I probably don't need to do the red every time. I'm just going to do the blue until it gets looking like I want it to, and then I'll go to that. So right now, you have to have the white behind it so you can see what you're doing. And I'm going to hold the big teardrop at 90 degrees.
How do you hold
And I'm kind of creating that, what I call the landing pad. So when I look at Paul's upper arch, I see that we've got one, I'm going to draw where these little contacts are going to be. And I'm going to have a blue dot here. And I'm going to have, I should even make it the size that it's going to be. Because his cusp is kind of flattened, it can't be a little pinpoint contact like I like. These have been ground pretty flat, so a little bit tougher, but so it's good. It's kind of like we're designing the struts of a house that's intended to last a lifetime. And so right now I'm designing Paul's bite, and it should look like this. The lingual cusp is the main one. That's where the root's big, and these teeth are angled so that it's meant to take the load here. This is for now in the orthotic phase. Once we get through that, I might put some other ones here, but this is kind of phase 1. All right, and then I would also have a red canine guidance on each side that looks like this. Okay. Yeah, so there's on the lingual of each canine. There we go. So there's what the bite should look like when we're done. And then on the lower, in the orthotic, I always like to disturb the orthotic. That would mean that there'd be a blue dot in the center of each of these teeth, because that's where the lingual cusp hits, and then a stripe on each of those. I'm not going to go draw those until later, but that's what I mean. So you know what it is about the teeth like. I like this a little bit longer one. If you have a little bit bigger one, that's good. You want to come in at 90 degrees like this. And I like the dipping bowl. It's not nice to get a orthotic with all over it. So I kind of call this the dipping bowl. So you can point it off before you put it on. And then you can kind of dry it so that he doesn't have to dry it in his mouth. Now, just give me the blue. Just go straight in out.
Alright, well, go ahead and tap that straight down.
And I'm going to do
One more time, tap that tap.
I'm going to do one tech scan. for me. And open. And I'm going to record that. Bite together. And open. Let's look at that in slow motion. What's it feel like to you, Paul? Right side first still?
No, I wasn't focusing on that. I guess I should next time.
Oh, no. Well, it shows me right here that you're still hitting right side first with 66%. So I got it. And just so like you can see what your regular bite is like. Can you bite together there? And then this one for me. And then bite together. Nice open. And open. So here's your regular bite. When you bite together.
Which one's my regular one?
This one, yeah. So when you go to bite together now, it hits left side first in the back, and then it hits left front. And as you bite harder, you're able to bring back the right rear. So comparing that to your photos, I'm looking at this right here. I'm going to bring this in there too. This is natural teeth. All this is important information. Pardon my sloppy writing. Natural. Control C. Alright, so seeing where that hits compared to this picture and the same. Rear, that's this area right here. So there, and here's where the bone level should be, and it's down 4 millimeters, and where the root is showing, and there's an abfraction notch. And so that little notch, that's certainly caused by when you see the notches down at the gum line. That's caused by this scenario.
Cheek side of the tooth. Although all the causes that lead to abfractions are not known, an important factor is improper forces on teeth, which can be caused by a misaligned bite or the grinding and clenching of teeth. When the bite is slightly off, one tooth may hit sooner than the rest. This causes stress on the involved teeth, and they begin to flex. Over time, this continual flexing and stress causes the enamel to separate from the inner dentin layer of the tooth, forming a notch at the gum line.
So when teeth hit on the outside edge, it destroys not only the tooth itself, but the bone around the teeth. And so with your teeth not hitting in the middle of each other, but rather hitting on this outside area, that's causing the bone to go away, and it's hurting the tooth itself. And so my goal is to design your bite so that the teeth hit in the center of each other like that. This picture right here, oops, this shows how teeth should hit. They shouldn't be hitting on that outside edge. No matter how you chew, they hit in the middle of each other. And ideally we have 6 big molars on each side in the back, taking the load off the delicate front teeth. But your bite's kind of hitting a little, without the orthotic, it hits really weird like this. Then the next tooth to hit is the left rear, or sorry, right rear. So going back and looking at your picture again, right rear is this one. Get your size up. I don't know if I have a right rear picture. I have 2 lefts. Oh, this one just needs to be mirrored. That's the other side. So here's the one that's hitting first over here, and it looks like filling was done here to replace a notch, but they didn't really doesn't look like they solved the cause of the notch, because there's a chip right there where it's hitting. The bone is right here. There was
Where's the filling?
I can see this white circle right here as a composite filling.
Yeah, I just got one.
Yeah, and I bet it looked like that before. And the reason for it, that looks like somebody missed, is this.
One. Tooth grinding and crunching to separate from the inner dentin layer of the tooth, forming a notch at the gum line.
So when that happens, a lot of just kind of tooth by tooth dentists will do fillings to patch it, but it's happening everywhere, all over the place. The better solution will be to figure out why these are hitting on the outside edge and stop the chipping, stop the bone loss, stop the notches. And by doing the orthotic first, I can make sure that you're hitting at 50-50 at the same time in the right spot on all the teeth. And then later, once that goes well, we save up and we do the restorations so that you don't have to wear this in the restorations like that. While your implants, you can fight them the whole time.
Straight up and down again. Tuck it together. One more time. Tuck it up.
Now I'm just going to do this speedy adjustment, so I need that behind it, and these right here, they're pretty fast to adjust if you just do it like that. Roll this thing 90 degrees, and so I've got 3 dots there. I don't need all those. I think I'm going to take the lingual one right there, so clear that out. And that's where my lingual cusp is going to hit, so landing pad right there, and clear out the rest. So I don't need, when I say clear out, I'm trying to stop this business where the buccal cusp is hitting it, so the orthotic can't hit that. So I need to flatten that out, and same thing over here. So I only need one spot on this tooth for now, and there it is, right in the middle. So don't even mess around with it. Clear it out. Heavily get rid of that. And then your landing pad, a nice little flat landing pad right there. And that one should never be hitting there, so heavily clear that out. And then landing pad. And let's do it. And after about, or wait, we can actually dry it right now, and then you don't have to dry it in his mouth. Nope. And then go in there quick with that.
Try to straight up and down again. Tap, tap, tap.
And then pop it out for me.
Can you try to take it out by yourself and see how you feel?
Yeah, start kind of, if you grab the back of it, it's a little better. Yeah. Give it to me.
You can take it out by yourself.
So as I'm looking at this little bugger, I got to pick my spots. So it looks like there's the lingual cusp. So I don't want buccal sitting. I know from looking at this that that's his left side. I guarantee that outside spot is hitting, and that's why he's getting bone loss out here. So just like when I talked about how I'm going to design the bite, I need Paul hitting with this cusp. That's where the big powerful root is. It's meant to take the load. This is the big root up here. So that's not meant to hit. And so of these spots right here, that's why I'm picking these lingual ones. So I need this, when I say clear it out, like give yourself 3 millimeters. The buccal cusp out there need to be really rounded off. It should never hit. And then just give yourself one nice little spot per tooth. And same thing here. Okay. And then let's do it. I dipped it to get rid of the little dust thing, and then now dry it out so we don't have to dry it out. So go ahead and chomp straight up and down 3 or 4 times. I might as well. I'm gonna do a tech scan really quick. right front, and open, and right together, and open. Look at that already. So let's so it's still kind of hitting right side first, but look how quickly it's hitting 53, 46%.
Oh yeah.
But it's still hitting right side first, so let's work on that a little bit. So looking at my little thing here, I'm randomly going around and adjusting dots. So knowing that lingual story, no reason to have that at all. Get rid of that. That's a buckle cut. Tooth. So there's my one that I want. There's my other one I want. So clear that out. In fact, that should be the groove between two teeth. So, and then I only need one spot, so I'll pick that one. So clear that out. There should be a groove there anyway. Okay, and then other side. One spot per tooth. So redefine your landing pad. Make a nice bowl. I like that spot better than that one. So clear that one out and make that a nice bowl. And then, what did we say? The right side is hitting a little first, so I'm gonna lower all three of them just a little bit. And then, chomp, chomp, chomp. And then up. Looking better and better. So I see a slope hitting out here, so I got to get rid of that slope. And buckle cusp hitting again. And I only need one spot here, so let's pick. And then the other side. Looks like we got trying to pick up there a little bit. And then since I'm not picking up these other areas too much yet, I have to lower the three that are hitting so that I can pick those other ones up. Oh, can you dry it for me, Paul? I left that one wet. So
Oh yeah.
And then bite together. And bite together. Okay. That's looking good. So left side. Folks. Can we, I gotta clear out those buckle cups. I'm really gonna round this off. I don't need those to hit ever. Real teeth are shaped like that too. The only reason his aren't is because he kind of wore them really flat, so that's why the outside edge is tall. So clear out that lingual smooth. If you want to make sure that and then I only need one spot per tooth for now, so clear that one out. And now that they're all, I'm starting to pick up that one, but it's not on a flat area, so I have to lower it a little bit so that it can be in the landing pad. So doing that, and then just a little flattening of the other one. Really make for a whole bite when I spend the time to do it perfect like this. And then chomp, chomp, chomp. So they're really starting to hone in. So I I want one spot per tooth, so pull that out, pull that out. Then landing pad, okay, landing pad. Over here, pull that out. And landing pad, landing pad. Nope. This is just for us, a little training video just for us. We wouldn't show this thing, but
Yeah.
flatten that area out. So I have to hold it at this 90 degrees to be able to get this little landing pad. So there's where the spot is. I need a nice big circle around it of flatness so that when the other cusp comes in, it's got some room when its jaws goes in different areas. It needs to hit flat. Got it dry before you put it in, so we'll get good marks. And we're getting good enough now that I'm going to start doing the red. So let's put it in. And with this one, can you grind around now, Paul? So grind left and right and forward and backward all over the place. And then now straight up and down with the blue. So yeah, chomp, 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 straight up and down. Okay, good. And let's pop it out. And it's already almost perfect because of the way I was clearing it out the way I did. So I see it's creeping up right here a little with the red. So get rid of that red spot and really round off the other areas so that it doesn't hit later as I shorten it. So round off the buckles heavily. There's a little bit of a red interference and a little bit there. That's where a groove should be anyway. And then really round off the buckles. And give them a groove for chewing and tearing food. Really round that off like a tooth. If you look at it from the side, it looks very flat. So make it shape like teeth. A little groove there. There's a groove between the teeth. Groove down the middle of that tooth. Groove between. Okay, other side. So a little bit of a red spot there. Let's get that. And then should be more of a dot than a smear. So make it a dot, but everything I do, I'm holding it in this flat way. Right, and then canine guidance there, that's not canine guidance. So I'm starting to pick up that red spot on the front. That's exactly what I wanted. So canine guidance. So let's dry it off. Let's do a touch scan. And can they bite together for me? And open. And bite together. And open. Oops. And bite together. And open. And bite together. And open. Alright. So let's go. And you can just hit the little forward button. So look at that.
Oh, wow.
So 58, 49%. The little dots hit right in the middle. Maybe I'm a little heavy on what spot is that? That's number 2. So, but otherwise we're almost 50-50. So on the upper right, I'm hitting a little hard. So let's mark that. Forward, backward, left, and right. And then, oops, that's hitting on the front.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
And then and straight up and down, chomp, chomp, chomp. Okay, good. So grinding is hurting the right front, and I think that's maybe why.
That's an infection.
Yeah, and maybe this is what caused it. So now, because of that particular problem, I might let up on this canine guidance over here. So I'm gonna landing pad all these little spots. So I'm gonna sanding pad, and then I see a spot trying to pick up where the groove should be, so I'll make my groove. Round off the buckle. Increase your groove. Round off the buckle. Groove between the teeth. Canine guidance. This is the one that was a little sore, so I'm just going to lighten that a little bit because it was bothering him. And then pick your spot area. And then just overall I want to round all these. So I switched burrs for that because it's so perfect. I want the biggest, roundest teeth for that. So that he can chew this now. I'm going to round over all of them. It'll catch a lot of food and feel weird if you don't do this. So, and I gotta give some grooves so you can. So people will actually wear these if you make it shape on, right? And around that edge off, I adjusted it so much it's like a sharp edge and it's very flat. It looks more like a dice that you would roll in a tooth. So I'm trying to roll that buccal tusk over, and then a groove between each tooth, and a groove right in the side of that each tooth. So groove, and then between the premolars is just right between. And for phase one, I leave these a little flatter, but I'll come add grooves there probably at the next adjustment. And so sometimes after you've done a big adjustment, these other areas get a little sharp, so better round off those a little. Alright, that's looking really sweet. So sometimes they're a little bulky right there and that bothers the tongue, so that'll make it sound funny when you talk, so you gotta thin that area out. And same thing over here, so make it thin and I'll wear it, so it looked really bulky right there. I didn't need that. Okay. Let's go out. Let's go polish this. So I gotta spray it. Right under. So spray it off, and ideally you do this in the room before you come in. And then I need a wet bowl. And time for the rag wheel. So put it on high. And just come in here and lightly hold it. So. Do you have any pumice? Where would that be? Come out a little bit.
Oh, you're recording. My bad.
Do you like it runny? The pumice?
Yeah, give me a
Okay, there we go.
So here's how you, this was very, very rough and he would not wear it for the way it felt. So, what's that? So, get pumice on this and just kind of hold it here. You don't have to push hard, just lightly hold it and have it on high, not the other one. So, I'm getting that outside edge. I'm trying not to hit my occlusal too much. And so, get the pumice on it. And you don't have to push hard. It just takes a while. That's the main thing, is it just takes time. So just keep it going. Is there a light back there or no light? Okay. Can I have a phone mic maybe, because we're doing a cool video here? Put a light on that. So here's something that's really important is I don't want food to stick to this. So I've got this like circular motion that I'm doing. But I'm not getting the most important area right now, which is where his tongue is. So as I'm rounding off that buccal tusk, now you gotta go get the tongue area. So the way to get that is to come like this. And that's where it's going to rub the back of his mouth, his throat. So the way to get the tongue area is like this. And here's another really important point. Is when you're polishing, all the stripes are going that way right now. and there's going to be little threads going that way, so you need to get it both ways. So this area, all the stripes are going from the occlusal down to the lingual. I need to hold it this way to get the opposite of that. Alright, so pumice, water, and the more ways you hold it. So if you do the procedure like this, and you explain it like I did, and you get out our fancy text cam, and you're telling stories and playing videos the whole time, then the patient will understand why this treatment has worked 10 more than others. And there's a really good chance that they want to do all the force and later. But if you just throw it in and say like, orthotic, there's no chance that it's going to go well. Did that make sense? Was that a good story? Maybe he was a little annoyed, but people aren't annoyed to hear that they're going to have to spin it. But it's going to be the right treatment. And you have to tell that story every time. And in the beginning, they're going to say, I just want to do nothing. Well, guess what? After 5 times of hearing the same story, they change their mind. So that's why we all have to tell the same story every time.
So we need to put more time for that.
Yes. And you'll have less time with people, like, I mean, we just need to, if we charge more, when we're charging 1,000 for these things, we have to do 10 of them, and we do a shitty job on all of them because that's all the time we have.
Yeah.
If we charge 10,000 for one, we can spend all day with one person, and we're getting enough money that we don't have to put a bunch in there. So that's the point, is if we start giving better service with it, we can charge more, and we don't have to see that many. So it'll be okay to have more time. But sometimes it's not just more time. He's been here for like 2 hours, right? A lot of times it's like I come into the room and there's a lot of things that I would like to have been seeing being done, and people just are like, oh. But now that you know, that's what I expect with every orthotic, right? Like I need my CAT scan up, I need my PET scan up, I need my X-rays up, I need all the photos up, I need the videos, that abflexion video. Every patient should be seeing that if they have any moments. So this is. But now, and I know that he didn't even pay for this very much, so. Alright, so let's make sure there's no, let's get some acrylic on, get this really, really clean. I like to dip it in a little Aqua Fresh or like a little scope if you can, to kind of get a good flavor to it. So do we have enough? Do we have a little flavor?
I have chlorhexidine here.
That tastes really bad. Sorry guys. Oh, no problem. Alright, so I just want to make sure that this is comfy. Can you put it in? Yeah, keep going. Alright. Can you pop that right in? So I just polished it up really nice. So alright, pop that right in. And you can see the camera.
Let's try this in.
Perfect.
We have the metal ones here.
So can I have you grind, left and right and forward and back. Is that a little sore still?
Yeah.
Just a minute. And then can you go straight up and down on the blue? Chomp, chomp, chomp. And then go. Right together. Right together. Open. A little bit. heavy on the left. Just a little bit. And then there's where his canine was bothering, so I want to kind of get that out of so that area heals. That in one more time for me if you could. Bite together. Bite together. And bite together. There's our first bite. There's second bite. Looks like it's hitting this little spot on the right first a little bit. It's really close. So,
Like that was slow. I can feel it connects with it right first.
yeah. So right there is where it's hitting this a little bit. What feeling?
Good.
Let's take a look. I just want to see. Okay, bite together, Carl. And open. And bite together. And bite together. Open. Let's look at that last bite. Was my good spot.
These are actually pictures with a camera.
Okay, so it's quite close, but I took it off the left. Does that feel good when you bite? Or maybe hitting a little funky somewhere?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Can you wind around on the red, left and right and forward and back? Does that tooth feel better on the right?
Yeah.
Good. And then straight up and down on this one. So because I took him off that canine, we're getting some, it's not guiding it on the canine. I took that off, so we're picking up these, and unfortunately we're just going to have to deal with that until that canine feels better. So it looked like it was hitting, it's pretty darn good. For right now, with the infection going on, this is going to be the best we can do. So I'm going to put it in. I need to take a picture so I know what we're working with here. So now let's dry it off. And dry on that one. Good. And then open. Chomp on that one. Good. Okay, and then can I have you hold on to these for me? Good. And hold those straight up. There we go. And do one picture. Just kind of open nice and wide for me. Can you open a little bit wider? Okay, and then can I also see you bite together with that? Can you pull out just a little bit? Can I see the other ends of those in there? Pull them end over end if you could. There you go. And then bite together for me. Perfect. Okay, and then where's the upper tray?
Did you bring your upper tray?
Yeah, my wife has it.
Um,
She's in the lobby.
I'll go grab it for that.
I can bites on my right hand side first. If I bite really light, it's just touching the side. So, doctor,
Yes.
if I bite really light,
Uh-huh.
it's just touching this mole. That's it, just the side. The light.
Let's see, like, that's not what we want right now. So one thing that happens over the next few days and weeks is, since your joints are looking like this, there'll be a point where the cartilage disc actually slips back into place, and then everything changes and we need to adjust it.
Oh, yeah.
So as things heal and change, good things happen. I don't think that's what happened here. Was it in the very back?
Yeah, back molars. And when I push harder, it all hits. But when I just do it real lightly, that's hitting me first.
Yeah, I'm gonna close this. I need the cure gun. So I'm trying to create those little flat areas. It has to be flat wherever it's hitting. It can't come up a slope, or that'll make the jaw go in a weird direction. That's why I'm always holding this thing flat. Okay, Paul, tell me if that is feeling better. Let's see if you can get good at putting that thing in. I like to tell people not to bite it into place, because if it's crooked, your jaw is so strong you could break it. Like, grab your lower jaw and give it a little pinch like that to get it down in place.
Right.
How's that feel?
Feels better, yeah.
Feel pretty good now? I wouldn't mind seeing an awesome text scan of it and record that. So it's still a little bit?
This right here is the only. I do when I hit my bite real soft.
Yeah?
Right here is hitting first.
That's the worst place I want you to hit. Can you chomp on that? Okay.
That means just barely.
I can see it. Nope, I'm picking up another one here, so this is good. His jaw is kind of going all over the place, and that's why we're seeing all this bone mass over there, but this is going to train his jaw where to go. If you start to develop this beautiful grooves where they're supposed to as you get rid of the interferences. That's why a molar can't just be flat like that. It's supposed to have beautiful grooves. And then there's room for the other cusp to slide through there. So the dipping bowl is really important to not put a bunch of acrylic in place. So here's how it should go in. Is like grab the jawbone and snap it into place. Yeah, how's that feel?
Better, yeah.
Yeah?
Good.
Let's give it a test. Okay, and give me a bite. And open. And give me a bite. And one more. Alright. The little wafer, the chip has a hole in it, so it's done anyway, but not including that one fake spot on the right. Let's go look at these bites. Yeah, so we're right, we're standing still. It's 50, 48. That's looking good. We've got good pictures of the way it's hitting. Now let's put this back in. Is that sort of wear because of the tooth? Can I let you do it so that I don't hurt you?
I haven't done this in a while. This has been really tight. It's made my back molar very sensitive.
Well, let me loosen that then.
Well, it could be okay now. It could just be my molars so sensitive, but I almost had the painkiller just for my molars.
So I'm going to loosen that a little bit. So I look straight down it, and I can see the areas where there's a shadow. So as I look straight down, it's not the inside, it's the outside right here where it's curving in. So wherever you see a shadow is where you make it so it's not undercut. So that's the first thing I can do is I'm just going to draw a little bit and do it on this side too. And then I can also shorten it a little too. So between shortening it and lightening its grip on the inside there, it should feel better. So another good reason to have
Good.
the dipping bowl. Yeah. Alright, see if that goes in a little easier. Yeah? That's the one. And then where are you hitting when you bite? Can you get like a tap, tap, tap? So I love the way that your orthotic's hitting on the natural teeth. So, can you pop that one out? You probably know exactly how it's supposed to come out.
It hurts
Where's it hurt?
right here on my tooth.
One where it's kind of swollen. So I'll loosen that up too. I don't, right in there.
Yeah.
So I'm looking straight down on it and seeing where it's curving in, and that's where it's pulling on it. So I'm going to lighten that up a little bit. Kind of the little line between the teeth, and then this top edge where it's gripping it, that usually hurts. And then he was hitting first back here a little bit, but see how he's hitting the lingual cusp like we want him? Just lighten it a little bit. And then bad boy back in. Feel better.
That feels good.
I'm noticing a little space between the front two teeth with that. I just like to fill it up and call it good. So, do you want do you want global? Can you pop it out from that one?
Yeah.
You got it then.
So I noticed just a little bit of a gap in there. So if you want it to stick, if you want these little things to stick in there, you have to do create what I call the fur in there. So that's best done with a diamond. And when I roughen that up a little bit, it's almost like I'm making a hole, but not quite. So it's a little, it's what I call furry in there. You can see like the fur a little bit. It happened in a lot of places where I was adjusting it. Like that's what I call the fur. See that? That makes the stuff stay in there. So I'm going to create that here. And then it's dry right now. So this actually has bond in it. So you don't need to bond. It's just filled bond. So if you want there be bubbles there and you squish it against it well, it looks nice. You can't let there be air bubbles in it. So hold it against there and like here. Did I leave any spots that are going to feel rough and bad? No, it feels good. Make sure that's not getting the implants. So, nope, different mold. Okay. Alright, that little space is gone in the front. Implants are protected. You're on an antibiotic now, and then maybe
sorry
I'd
about
love to
that.
see a rinse too. So we're going to give a chlorhexidine rinse. I just want to do like a quick little summary. So, can I do a chlorhexidine rinse too to add to this? Okay. So here's the plan, Paul. I'd love to see you in 2 weeks.
All right.
Just to make sure, take an X-ray, make sure those implants are doing well. You're wearing the orthotic now, so I want to. Can I? How's this next? Where's that gonna look? Bring a picture. Can you bring that up in there?
Oh, okay. As in, oh, okay, okay. Yes, so what we do here is by design, yes. Depending on, the student's own insurances. So our
You want to?
students do pay us upfront for
I'll get this one too. Can I just see a smile with that one in right now? So, big smile. And then this one.
You want to put back the SD card first?
It's not, I did put one in there. I'll put that in a minute. So, we've got. That's not my best approval shot. So I've got you hitting on these blue spots more in the middle of the tooth now. So as long as you've got that orthotic in, we've got you balanced. It's not going to be causing any of this. So when you're wearing your orthotic, you're not damaging the teeth like that anymore, and that's going to make there be a lot less infection in your mouth. So I think that probably was the cause of this whole thing. Like the way you were hitting before, that's probably. Did you have like an accident, or what led to this?
Oh yeah, as a kid, I went face first in the fire hydrant, knocked out both teeth. Something like that.
Well, it looks like because of the way the back fillings wore down over time, that these were taking, like all these teeth are taking heavy load, and I can see little cracks in these teeth, and those didn't get hit in the accident.
No.
Yeah, and then because these back fillings, the way that they take the load. Even though the filling is just a small little area, because of where it is, if that wears down just a little bit, then the outside edge of the tooth, and then these front delicate teeth start taking the load. So as I look at your occlusal picture here too, I can see where you've worn through the enamel layer. So if I can see that layer right there, and that little dot right there, I know that means you've gone clean through the enamel and you're into the soft part. So as long as you're wearing your orthotic like this, that's keeping the pressure off of the front. So as your neck and jaw starts to heal, it might start hitting there again as it comes forward. So then that's why we see you a couple times, so I can adjust that, get you hitting on the back where it needs to. Yeah, and as your joint starts to heal, yeah, as this starts to open up and go where it's supposed to, you'll notice that the tech scan is showing us that it's kind of hitting. I'm trying to get all my data together. joint looks now. So I'd love to take one of these in a few months and see that the joints are starting to take shape and get more better as you run out of pop. So try to build up your time wearing it, and let's make an appointment to see Paul in a couple weeks.
So I just took it out to brush my teeth every day, right?
It'll probably take some building up to it.